Shalom. First and foremost, call Loyum, Wakabat, La Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rarachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone, the men who taught us this truth who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the fellow laborers of the hopeful elect, house of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, this is a response to black Hebrew Israelite falsehood. And I found this comical. I got a good laugh in when I actually, seen this. This hurt small hat. He's just reacting to the controversy, stemming from Ye and Kyrie Reuven, and then you had the IUIC come out, and so it's just a big talk about who the true people are.
Messages about
And they've been since this whole thing spread like wildfire, they've been throwing up the anti-SIM card the whole time, just to guard their image and who they really are. They gotta hide behind that like some shield because the truth is coming out and they're being exposed. So now they're hurt, they're upset. And this is one of them. This is a so-called Rabbi. All right. But you're gonna hear him say some things, and you can tell this guy he's angry. All right. They're angry. But hey, we don't give a shit. The truth is the truth. And the scriptures say, let's go to it real quick. The truth endures forever, man. Let me get this in. I'm gonna get it in the Apocrypha. And I believe it was from Zerubbabel. All right. You cannot argue the truth. You cannot fight against the truth. The truth is the truth. Let's go to I believe it's in First Esdras, the 4th chapter, and this was actually a debate on what's what has the most strength. What's the most mighty strong thing. All right, and you had one guy, or one argument was the king is the strongest of all. Then another argument was no, wine is. Then another was no, women. All right, which they all are pretty strong and mighty. All right, in their purpose and how it affects man on earth. But Zerubbabel had to pretty much drop the mic because he came with the most obvious answer. So this is First Ezra 4 and verse let me see no, let me jump down. Yeah, let me jump down to, here we go. Verse 32. It says, O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Then the king and the princes looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in its course, for he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that make these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All right? The truth is stronger than all things. That's why people are all these people responding and reacting to the truth is getting these people roused up. They're getting angry, framing all type of narratives. Okay, emotions getting all riled up because the truth is strong, man. All right, so anyway, continuing on, it says, all the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them, especially these damn small hats, these devils. There is no truth in them. The scriptures tell you about the wicked. The wicked are strange as soon as they be born, all right, out the womb, speaking lies, all right. They're good at forging lies. They're was it Job 13? So they are forgers of lies, physicians of no value. They can't help themselves. Deceive the whole entire planet Earth. And now that the truth is being revealed, they can't help but show themselves. It says, in their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. And it's conquering all the lies that this devil has spewed out, since he's been in power. Okay? Especially him being the chosen. All right, them being of the tribe of Judah. So anyway, let's listen to this angry fella here. All right, with his damn Shirley Temple locks. That ain't in the scriptures. But anyway, let's listen.
Them and say, oh, this is concerning and similar to those Reshaim, those Israelites, these idiots, Goyim, that they're not idiots.
Glean, come on, man. And he says that with vitriol, and you could tell is real tense anger behind when he uses that term gleam. Because it's a derogatory term. When you call somebody a goyim, basically you calling them a heathen. But these people are the biggest heathens on earth. Who the hell koshers cigarettes, cancer sticks? Who normalizes nude beaches, kosher and swine? Who does that? That's pretty heathenistic to me, because in the Torah, you ain't supposed to do none of that. But you want to call somebody a goyim, goyim. Come on, man. But if I was to call him a kite, then I'd be wicked. I'd be hateful. I'd be anti-Semitic. I'd be racist. Damn hypocrites, man. Anyway, let's move on.
Because they're Goyim, because there are many smart Goyim, but they happen to be one of the idiots among the nations instead of
And
the.
also, when they use that term, if you know about the Babylonian Talmud that they follow, because that's what they mainly follow. They don't really follow the Torah, the Tawara. They follow that damn Talmud. When you look at all the things that are in there, it, that's what they think of Goyim. All right. There's passages in that Talmud that say that you could pretty much lie to a Goyim. You know, you can circumvent them and lie to them. You can perform. You can exact usury upon them. They call Goyim women basically you they call them beast. So it's all type of hateful, racist shit in that book. But they refuse to talk about that. Like guys like Vocab, who demonizes the Hebrew Israelites, he'll never go into that and reveal these things. He's actually gonna defend them and protect them because he's one of them. All right.
righteous among the
Matter of
nations.
fact, let me get a quick scripture now that I think about it, because him calling us these derogatory terms. This is a basis of men calling us goyim. This how you know that the Lord have brought us low, because you got the lowest of the low referring to us with a derogatory term. Let's go to Job 30 real quick. It is Job 30 and verse 8. It says, "They were children of fools, yet children of base men. They were viler than the earth." And you already know these people are vile. Look at the world under their control. Look at their Hollywood. Look at all of the child trafficking and the pedo rings. They're super vile. All this liberalism that they're pushing in the world. And now I am their song. Yeah, I am their byword. Goyim. Come on, man. So the Lord definitely brought us low to have a vermin like this to look down upon us and call us such a term with disgust and vitriol. But I just thought about that. You know, we're pretty much we're like scum to these other nations. All right, but the Lord is he's raising us up, and they don't like that.
Nations. Now, these idiots have been making a bigger stink lately. I had a few people send me messages about them and say, oh, this is concerning anti Semitism. Kanye West is talking about the Israelites. Now, I know these morons from years ago. I remember when I lived in New York, you always had one of these Amaleks in the middle of the street wearing something that he bought from a costume store, and he's yelling and screaming the New Testament, but he's, pretending as if he's reading the.
This dude said costume. I mean, I thought the scriptures say we supposed to wear a vesture. Even the scriptures say in Revelation about our Lord, when John the Revelator saw our Lord in the vision, he saw one like the Son of Man clothed with a garment down to the foot. That's literally what we wear. We wear garments, vestures, and it's down to our ankle, and it has fringes at the border of them. What are you talking about? How that's a costume? Well, that's better than them damn black black suits that you be wearing, all black with them damn Abraham Lincoln hats, wearing all black like you a bunch of witches. You know that ain't in the scripture. Show me where where the Israelites wore black suits with Abraham Lincoln hats with Shirley temples hanging on the side. Stop it, man.
Ten Commandments from Mount Sinai, and he's reading it in English because none of them know Hebrew, and yelling at everybody that.
Yeah, and he thinks because we don't speak the Yiddish that he speak, we don't know Hebrew. But the scriptures say that with stammering lips and another tongue will we speak to this people. We got to speak in a language that our people can understand. So of course we're gonna speak it and read it in English. What is wrong with you? Isaiah 28. Yeah, Isaiah 28 in verse 11, it says, "For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people." Come on, man. How else are our people going to understand? And then we can't forget about the account in Acts the second chapter during the Feast of Pentecost. When the Holy Spirit came upon them, they started to speak in all those different languages. So that those Jews that were coming from all those different lands, speaking different languages so that they can understand what they were speaking. So of course we're gonna read it in the English. All right, that's the primary language here in America, you idiot. When they call somebody a moron, but you're definitely not speaking the pure tongue though. I know that for sure. All right, anyway, let's continue.
That they're the righteous, they're the original Jews, they're the ones, and the Jews of today are fakers, and so on and so forth. Now, of course, at that time that I saw them initially, I didn't know anything about Judaism, so there's not much to argue here. I just knew they're idiots because just the way they behave.
So all he
Today,
can do is just throw little ad hominems and throw little insults and call us names. He's not refuting nothing yet. All right, he has not went into the Torah or the Tanakh. He ain't went into nothing yet to dispel what we're bringing out there. This is all they can do: talk shit and hide behind their anti-Sims card. All right, and that and tuck they tail and hide behind victimhood like the little cowards that they is. They don't want to deal with the actual truth, the knowledge. Because hey, the cat is out of the bag already, man.
Baruch Hashem, after Baruch Hashem, I've had enough time to learn enough that they're morons. Why are they morons? Because their entire premise of everything in regards to being an Israelite and the original Hebrews and they're black and all this racism, all of that can be crushed in literally just a few sentences. There's no need for a debate. I will never have a debate with one of these people because, again,
Okay, so do it. What are you talking about? You're just yapping. Oh man. Let's get Proverbs 18 and verse 2. It says, "A fool have no delight in understanding, but at his heart may discover itself." In other words, he just like to air his opinion. All right, basically he's venting his emotions. This is just a hurt emotional reaction to what's going on. The fact that him and his people are being found liars, while the truth that have been without fruit is being declared. This is his initial reaction. He ain't dispelling nothing yet. He's just talking shit. This big butterball with two Shirley Temples hanging from it. Come on, man, stop it.
they're violent people, both verbally and otherwise, and even more so, they're simply mental midgets because they don't even know what they don't know. First and foremost, your religion of Christianity, and it is your religion because you're reading the New Testament. Anyone that reads and follows the New Testament is a Christian. There's no question about that.
Okay, and we know that y'all don't believe in the Messiah. You believe in the Talmud, the same Talmud that says that our Lord was a warlock. He practiced sorcery, and that's why he was hanged. And then you said they put him in hot excrement. And then also it says that Mary, the Lord's mother, was a whore. So he was an illegitimate child. All these things about the Messiah. So I mean, hey, we know you don't believe. This is why we say This is why we call you the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, it applies to the actual Jews, but because y'all took the covenant in the Lord's mouth and made it your book, and you applied yourself to the people of that covenant, you now fit the bill of being a synagogue of Satan. Psalms 50 and 16, unto the wicked, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou should take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and casting my word behind thee? Even the old covenant, the Old Testament talked about there was going to be a new covenant. It also prophesied the Messiah all throughout the Old Testament. What is Isaiah 50, the 53rd chapter talking about? What is Psalms the 72nd chapter going into? Hmm? What about Zechariah 9 about the king sitting upon a ass? Let's see if I can find that. So yeah, if you do read the New Testament, you are a follower of the anointed. Zechariah 9:9, it says, Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion, shout, O daughter of Jerusalem, behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass, and upon a colt, the fall of an ass. So, when was this fulfilled? You won't be able to understand when this was fulfilled unless you read the New Testament. But you devils are known to take from the word, all right? And you add your own twist. The scriptures say, "He that add to the word." Let me get that. And that Talmud, that has nothing to do with the scriptures. It's just a commentary from some wicked rabbis on the Torah, and they adding and taking away and misinterpreting and putting their little spin on it. That's what the wicked will do. Proverbs 30:5, it says, Every word of the Most High is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. Okay. So anyway, let's continue.
God did not give the New Testament to Am Yisrael at Mount Sinai. New Testament did not exist. Okay, so anyone that reads,
Of course it didn't exist then. Of course it didn't. Even Moses prophesied of the Messiah, that he would come. What are you saying? The New Testament wasn't going to come until the Messiah, and the Messiah, he had to shed his blood in order for there to be a testament. A testament is not a force until the blood of the testator. He had to become that sacrifice because under the old covenant, the Jews broke the laws. All Israel transgressed. So it was fault in the people. It wasn't in the covenant. So the Lord had to change the covenant and made a new one. But I don't expect I don't expect them to understand these things. This is not for the wicked. Was that in Daniel 12:10? All right, the wise shall understand, but the wicked shall not understand. It's like I meant to put Daniel. Yeah, Daniel 12 and verse 10, and says, Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. All right. And the understanding will never be given to you because you're the wicked. All right.
New Testament, you are a Christian. Rule number one. Number two, you are reading, let's say you say, no, let's say if I take aside and I don't read the Jesus part, the Matthew and the Luke and the Stephen and the Joes, whatever it is in there, all these idol worshippers, let's say I discount them, I'm reading from the Old Testament, like they pretend like they do. I'm reading from the Old Testament, the real Word of God. Okay, buddy, let's see you read. Read it to me. Read me the first verse. In the beginning, oh, hold on a second. I said read it in the beginning. Well, no. Read it. In the beginning. I'm reading in the beginning. It's not in the beginning. Where does it say in the beginning? Where? It says right there. No, you're reading the New Testament in English. It says Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. It's in Hebrew.
That's not Hebrew. That's Yiddish. That's Yiddish. Come on, man. Stop. Stop it. And we read the Torah every Passover. We read it on the Shabbat. What are you talking about? This guy's an asshole and he's real arrogant. But like they all are proud and arrogant. The Lord, this is why the Lord say he hates a proud look. You see why the Lord says that he hates these people, man? Just look at his demeanor. Look at how he's speaking. Proverbs 6:16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. We don't want to talk about Palestine and Gaza and stuff like that, right? A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. But notice the one of the first things that is it listed was a proud look. You can't tell me this guy ain't proud. See? Let's get I think it's one in Psalms 97. No, not that one. I think it might be in Amos. Okay, yeah, Proverbs 8:13. It says, "The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate." All right, this is why the Lord can't stand their ass, man. He thinks that we would not be able to read Genesis, the first chapter, in the Hebrew, but we're not going to read it in the Yiddish. We're going to read it in the pure tongue, the Lashawan Kodash, okay, the Paleo. Anyway, I'm not going to, because this will go on for a while, so I'm just reacting. I didn't really have nothing planned. It's just, I'm just going off the head in the spirit. But I'm responding to this this Shirley Temple Butterball, all right, heathen here, man. This is a joke. These ain't the people of the Lord, man. Stop.
It's not in English. Your translation is a manipulation. Don't tell me that you that came 1,500 years after Am Yisrael received the Torah, you're going to come to my house, to my religion, to my Torah, and tell me what it says when you don't even know the...
Stop it. Stop it. Stop. See? And they're very slick, man. First of all, we didn't take nothing from you. It's the other way around. You the one that entered into our house. You took our land. You took our identity. Matter of fact, let's get the prophecy on that. This is what you did. Ezekiel 36:1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, You mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy hath said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen. Who's possessing the land right now? This is what the prophecy is saying. This is in the Tanakh. This is prophet Ezekiel. And you are taken up in the lip of talkers like this guy and are an infamy of the people. Yeah, they speak villainy of us, man. They speak very evil. They speak down upon us. We're offscoring of the people. As you can see, it says, Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, Hear the word of the Lord power. Thus saith the Lord power to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and a derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. That's all that's over there right now. You got some of our a sprinkle few of our people over there, but it's mainly a bunch of heathen. All right, Arabs claiming that they're from Judah or Benjamin or Levi, Cushites, and you got Amalekites, which this guy right here, damn, damn sure a damn Amalekite, man. He's Amalek for real. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea. All right, that's you Edomites that are there, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. All right, you took our heritage, you took our land. We discontinued from our heritage, which is why we don't speak the language fluently. We lost our customs, being scattered amongst the nations. What happens when you're mingled among other people? You learn their ways. Y'all got converted. All right. Y'all got converted, and now because your parents didn't taught you that lie and maintain that lie generation after generation until you start to really believe that you're those people. No, you're Idumeans. You converted. Okay, stop. And everything that we lost, we're receiving now, as everything is being returned back to us, like this prophecy said it would. Matter of fact, let's go to Baruch. It's Baruch chapter 2 and start at verse 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves." And that's why everything is now starting to come back together. Now we ain't running into you sound real arrogant that you're not gonna come into my house and take my Torah. Man, shut up, man. Y'all should have never put your hands on the book. You should have never identified as the people, because now the Lord's gonna hold you to that. All right, He's gonna hold you to it. You like when the Lord comes back, the books are gonna be open, and you're gonna be judged according to the things that are written in the book. All right, it says, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, and I will give them a heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, but they shall remember the way of their father. So that means what? It was a time when we forgot the way of our father, but now that we're being returned, we're now remembering the way of our father. So we're coming back to the law, statutes, commandments. We're returning back to that house. And when we come into that house, we see that we're some intruders. There's some people that have been dwelling in there, but they don't belong in there. And you done took it and you done perverted it. You done pretty much you turn which was holy, you made it profane. Kosher and swine, kosher and cigarettes, sacrificing chicken for sin offering. That's why it says in Isaiah 26, let favor be showed unto the wicked, yet in the land of uprightness he will not learn righteousness. Because it's just not in y'all. It says, which sin before the Lord, and I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And that's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to multiply us in the land again. But, you got vermin over there right now occupying it, acting like, perpetrating like they're those people. Okay? Anyway, let's finish a little more, and then I will close out. I'm not going to tarry too long, with this this KITE.
Language, for heaven's sake. So that's argument number two, the end. Now, of course, if you want to deal with the whole race card, this is what makes them stupid. The first two makes them ignorant. The third one is what makes them stupid. Why? They claim to be the original Jews because the original Jews, according to morons, were black. Now, all you need to do is read the Torah to know there could never be a possibility that the original Jews were black. What?
Ooh, you should have never said that. You just, come on, man. Now let's see who's the moron is when we go into the Torah, and can show without a shadow of a doubt that the the Jews were people of color. First example, let's go to Genesis. Let me see, I think it's either the 51st chapter. Actually, Salakia, not 51st. Genesis, the 41st chapter. Actually, no. Right here, Genesis 50. Yeah, right here in this chapter, Salakia. And I'm pretty sure that devil don't know what I just said when I say Salakia. Anyway, Genesis 50:1, it says, and Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. And this was after our forefather Yasharallah, Yaquab, Jacob, had passed. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, and the physicians embalmed Israel. And 40 days were fulfilled for him, for so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. And the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days, because we were all in Egypt, all right? And Joseph at the time, we know that he was the second in command, all right? So they respected Joseph, they respected, his what pertained to him, his family, his house. So, they mourned for Jacob, like he was a long lost relative, even though the Egyptians, were they were sons of Ham. All right. It says, and when the days of mourning were past, Joseph spake unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, if now I have found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, my father made me swear, saying, lo, I die, and my grave which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan, there shalt thou bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray thee, and bury my father, and I will come again. And Pharaoh said, go up and bury thy father according as he made thee swear. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with them went up all the servants of Pharaoh. So these were Egyptians, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, and all the house of Joseph and his brethren, in his father's house, only their little ones, and their flocks, and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen. Now, mind you, we know that the ancient original Egyptians, the sons of Mizraim, they were all dark-skinned men. They were so-called black men. You can go and look the hieroglyphs up and all the the icons. Clearly, they were all dark-skinned men. So you got Joseph and his brothers, all right, Israelites, and they're intermingled with the Egyptians, all right, getting ready to go bury Jacob. So let's continue to examine this, because what we're going to read is, you're going to see some nearby nations, all right, Hamitic nations that's going to actually see this crowd of Egyptians and Israelites, all right, in great company, in a big number, a big crowd, and they're going to make a statement that's going to suggest that everybody involved, everybody that was in this crowd, were all the same people, the same nation of people. All right, they confused both groups with being of this basically the same group when there were two different groups. So let's read it. It says, "And there went up with them both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan, and there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. And he made a mourning for his father 7 days. And when inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning of the floor of Atad, they said, This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians. Wherefore the name of it was called Abel Mizraim, which is beyond Jordan." So they referred to that whole crowd of people that were mourning as all being Egyptians. So how were they confusing Joseph and the sons of Jacob as Egyptians? They were all people of color. They were all so-called black men. Okay, you can't make this up. And then you also there's a coin. All right, when you go to Google, you can look this up. I'm gonna go to Google Images, and you can actually see that there's a coin called the Joseph of Viceroy coin. And let's see if he looked like a Amalekite with a Shirley Temple hanging down the side of his face. And what do you have? Open this in another tab. But that's real small. I can't even see that. All right, let me so there's other images of it. It's real small, but you can see it. Here we go. Coins found in Egypt bearing the name and image of the biblical Joseph. And what do you see there? That look like brown skin to me, based on this image. He doesn't look pasty and translucent like you. This is an image of Joseph that was found on a coin in the land of Egypt. According to the article, the back of the coin had images of wheat and corn, named Joseph Viceroy of Egypt. Now, what does Viceroy mean? See what that means. A ruler exercising authority in a colony on behalf of a sovereign. All right, so yeah, he was basically a ruler under Pharaoh, because he exalted him to that level. Okay, so I mean that's just one example, and this is in the Torah. Okay, we got biblical evidence based on that account that they got confused with Egyptians, right? They were dark skinned just like the Egyptians, and they, more than likely he was wearing Egyptian attire too, but they was all able to blend in. All right. Uh, let's get another example now. Let's go to Moses. This is Exodus 4 and verse 6. And it says, and the Lord said furthermore unto him, talking to Moses, put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, into his basically into his the collar of his garment down into his chest. All right, that's where he put his hand. It says, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. In other words, he put his hand was his regular color, and then when he put it into his bosom and slipped his hand back out, it was white. So what color was he before it turned leprous? Mind you, he also grew up in the house of Pharaoh. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. So that shows you right there that he was a man of color. All right. He had to be a dark skinned man. And when the Lord, did that, had him do that, all right, that showed right there that he couldn't have been a so-called white person. All right. So that's just another example. All right. And we know about what the Lord did to his sister Miriam when she came against him for marrying that Ethiopian woman. He cursed her with leprosy and sent her out of the camp. So he just talking shit. And I'm proving him to be a liar. He said that they can never be black. And he said that was such like disgust, man. They show you just how their demeanor and how they speak, man. They really hate you, Jakes, man. But they want to act like, you know, they're loving people. They don't hate nobody. They wouldn't hurt a fly. Come on, man. It's all an act. They really hate you, man. Let's get Phineas. If you ever looked up Phineas, let's look up his name real quick. And this was a Levite, a zealous Levite, right? He was in the house of Aaron. Exodus 6 and 25. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took him one of the daughters of Putiel to wife, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites according to their families. You look up Phinehas, and the correct way of saying it is Panachas. All right, it's like Payanachas. Payanachas. All right, and it says mouth of brass. Now, when you go further down, look at what it says here. It says proper name masculine Egyptian Pinihasi, the Negro. The Negro. Why is he being called the Negro? So Phineas is called the Negro. Right there. Now let's go to the New Testament, even though I know he don't mess with the New Testament. Let's go to Acts 13. Acts 13 and 1, it says, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, which is in northern Africa, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. Now, let's read this in another translation. And these are all Israelites. The NLT. Among the prophets and teachers of the church of Antioch of Syria were Barnabas, Simeon called the Black Man, Lucius from Cyrene, Manaen the childhood companion of King Herod Antipas, and Saul. Because we know Niger, it means black. All right. So we can prove all throughout the scriptures, but I wanted to go to this one because this one was real blatant, even though it's in the New Testament, but even in the Old Testament, it shows you that they definitely didn't look like you. That's the point I just proved. So it is what it is, man. And you devils are hurt and you're mad. But right now, what's happening before the whole world is that you're being found liars. Let's get that in Deuteronomy. We'll close out. And with Deuteronomy 33, and I'm gonna jump down to the last verse. And it says, Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. All right, you're the liar. You're the idiot. You're the moron. All right, and you're a phony too. You thief. You can't even get it right. When we're restored and we get brought back to the land, we gonna teach everybody right. Cause ain't nobody coming to y'all, all right, and looking for the light. You're not the light to anybody. The world is under gross darkness under your rule. Okay. So anyway, Goyim, I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutation to the elect. Shalom.